Caravan Salon 2018. This is the Hymer haul, and as every year, Hymer has a haul all to itself. And here, as every year, we've got the two vehicles which are maybe the most recent additions, but the most recent additions of which it is most proud. So many of the vehicles are of course new every year, changed all the time, but here we have these two, BMC580i, MC Modern Comfort, I integrated 580. Usually the number means how long it is in centimeters, but in this case it doesn't. Then so we've got the integrated version of this vehicle here. We've got over here the semi-integrated version. You can see that in another film. Now let's have a look at this vehicle here. Now this is before the fair opens. It will be opening in about an hour and a half's time or thereabouts. That's waiting here in the background, the Hoover. I don't know how to take the noise of Hoovers out. I haven't learnt that. If anybody knows, you can tell me. It may be possible. I'm sure Steven Spielberg knows. But until such times as that happens, we'll have to put up with it. It's also not realistic for me to actually put the sound in later. It is very difficult to do, and I'm trying to get through as many vans as I can, and something like that I suspect may take a couple of days just to do one van, instead of me trying to film maybe 10 vans in one day as I do at present. So that's the choice here: put up the Hoover or you don't get so many films. Right. Okay, first thing we've got here, as I'm walking around, a garage. It can take 450 kilos of payload, 123 centimeter high door. Look how much space you've got in there. The doors are the same at either side. So whichever way you park, however you park, you've got a big tree next to you, doesn't matter, you can get your bike out or whatever from the other end. This uses an SLC chassis. I've done several articles on the SLC chassis. You can see them in other films, but also on my site motorhomefulltime.com. Now looking through there though, what we can see is the amount of space in the double floor. And that thing there is to release your water when you maybe want to stay at home for the winter or something like that. Or you may have another reason you want to dump your water. Let's have a look now at some of the technical details related to this vehicle. Now, as you can tell, it's not 580 centimeters long. It is in fact 699, 7-meter van. Okay, it's width 229, height 296, internal height 198. Now this in this condition and ready to go, it's 3,128 kilos. So it's got some fuel there, it's got water in the water tank, and it's got the driver, so that gives approximate there. So in that case you've still got 372, so you can get, well, a couple of adults in there with a pile of equipment still. If you need more payload, you could take the semi-integrated version, which you can get 500 kilos in it, and of course you can put this up to 4.5 tons as well, like you can with the semi-integrated version, and that would give you an extra ton of payload should you so desire. That is in part thanks to the new chassis. Well, so you saw the double floor, what it's like. So there are some of the ways of accessing the double floor once you're in here. Let's turn around and have a look at the dashboard actually. Look at that, got a fantastic navigation system there. Wonderful big screen. I've just got a new TomTom camper for my van, and that's got a pretty big screen, but it's not as big as that one there. Certainly beats looking at a mobile phone, I can tell you. Alright, let's have a look at some of the dash as well on this Mercedes. You've got all that space there for your cups, and oh, I like that. And up front there, you've got a place to keep your towels dry, or get your towels dry, or your plants, or whatever it is you put up there when on hookup. So, wonderful panoramic screen. Above it, we've got, I think a bit more traditionally, a double bed. And I'm going to sit down here. Now, as I stand under the bed, yeah, well, I can feel it up there. Is there enough head height? Well, for somebody of my height, there's possibly just about enough head height. Now, I like this here. Okay, this is the television, of course, but I had this idea myself of putting in something like this in the van. As I saw it in Castorama, and I thought, oh, that looks good. Of course, it's not real and it's not heating, but it's the effect. And I wonder, would it make you feel any warmer on a cold night? Of course, you've got very good heating in here. Right, so let's have a look at the kitchen. You've got a extension down there. You've got a place there to keep magazines and things of this nature. And looking at the back, you've got two single beds which are joinable. And on either side of them, you've got your just under the bed, you've got your wardrobes and a bit more storage, and of course storage in the steps as you go up. Now, the bit up the top, you've got the cushions up there. They will fill into the gap down here to make a double bed. And this here, this plastic thing, that will fit down here to make the bed bigger. And you want to see in here? There you go, wardrobe space in there. And I'll show you in here as well. Yeah, a bit more, keep some shirts or something down there. Lockers around the bed, but not where the windows are. I personally like that. I appreciate it's a question of taste and all the rest of it, but I like to be able to look out the window. In Sicily, where I park, it's next to a 15th century castle, and so you can see the castle, the sea, Mediterranean. You can see the Etna as well, all from the same place. Great. Okay, Thetford Tower fridge. Next to more hanging space. Bathroom to the other side. I would have preferred the door to have gone the other way. Skylight in the roof. Storage. Sink. Wood. It's 7 meters, and I think it's just about the ideal length. What this gives, in my opinion, is something which is still relatively easy to park, and I think one must admit that there's a huge amount of space in this vehicle, so it works very well, and I think this is largely due to raising it up as high as possible. Oh, the best place for a second television. Alright, well no, I think it probably is. I think I'd want to watch television in bed. I haven't got a television any longer. I mean, you've got internet, you can just, you've got a huge amount of films to watch and documentaries and things of that nature, YouTube or other similar services. But you know what the problem is? Getting an internet connection, and that is not easy. Kitchen, you've got these cabinets. Okay, this is relatively standard up here. Dometic sink and gas. There you go. Sink, tap, 3 burners. Got a door on this side as well, as you can see. So if you want to get out to fill up in diesel or something, then you can do so. Wonderful selection of other vans here from Hymer. I can see though why they put that one up here. I think it's great. I'm stuck. I mean, if they said which van would you like, you can have any one you want. If I take the semi-integrated one or this one here, the integrated one. The integrated one, incidentally, is actually a bit shorter than the semi-integrated one. There's one detail I didn't give you. It's there. 103,630 euros. When does it come to the United States? Which is another question people often ask. The answer is the following. Yeah, I'll answer it as I'm walking around. In fact, show some other stuff I've got here. The Hymer's policy is to slowly start introducing vehicles into the United States, and it wants to sort of demonstrate sort of modern European concepts, and that's how they are doing it. It's to obviously it's to test the waters, because it is expensive, because you need the full backup of technicians, etc. And so that's how they are doing it. I'll see if I'll get somebody on camera who will actually, you know, some from Hymer management, to actually talk about this, because it's I think it's an important point which lots of people are asking. Right, so now you've seen the 2 main Hymers. I'll probably go down to Bad Waldsee to the Hymer headquarters in January, and I'll try and film everything I can there. I mean, as you can see here, there's a huge amount of choice, and I could stay in this one hall for 2 or 3 days. There's so much to see in here. I try to give an overview. That's what I'm trying to do now at the trade fair. So I'll show you all the vehicles, or a quick overview of all the vehicles, by taking the camera around quickly and looking inside a few of them. And so that's how I'm trying to do it. And then I'm trying to do films showing each vehicle, or as many as I can, individually later. The point of giving the overview is it allows people to sort of get in their requests and say, can you film the XST, for example? And I'll try and do that for you, if I can. Okay then, so please have a look at some other films if you're so inclined, interested. And I'm going to be here for a total of 10 days, though the fair will of course be over by the time this gets published, but there are future years. This fair is held in the last week of last week of August through to first week of September.